Hey, what's up? This is Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how to get video footage and pictures and all that stuff when you don't have any. So you're starting out, you have none of the video footage, none of that stuff. I'm going to tell you how to get it. Now, one of the things that I always tell speakers is to have a great website, have some great video footage, because you're more likely to get hired when you have all this stuff. I mean, event planners, they want to see that you're a pro. But what if you don't have any? I mean, what if you're literally just starting out and you don't have video footage of you on stage? You don't have pictures. You've never been on TV. You don't have big name clients. So what do you do? Like, how do you actually get that stuff to begin with? Well, that's basically the part that sucks, because in order to get hired, you need to have a great website. You need to have great footage, video footage. But how can you get that great website? How can you get that great video footage if nobody's willing to hire you in the first place? I mean, it's like nobody's willing to give you that chance. So it's practically impossible for you to get hired to begin with. It's what I call the speaker dilemma. It's when you're just starting out and you don't have any social proof, but the only way you're going to get hired is if you have social proof. So I remember when I started, I was just doing mind reading shows, and I couldn't charge a lot of money because I didn't have video footage of me on stage for big companies. And I knew the only way for the big companies to hire me is if I had this video footage. So it's a sucky place to be in. It's like, it's kind of like when you want to get a loan from a bank when you're broke. I mean, when you don't have any money, that's when you need the money. But banks won't give it to you. So that kind of sucks. And then all of a sudden, when you're rich, when you don't need the money, that's when banks practically beg you to take their money. That's pretty much how the world works. So it really does suck. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get around it. I'm going to show you the creative ways that you can actually get around it so you really can get video footage and all that stuff as a speaker. The first thing you need to do is you need to realize that you're not going to get out of this speaker dilemma like in a week or 2 weeks or in a month even. It's not going to happen fast. In fact, you have to get used to delayed gratification. Especially if you want to build a real speaking business. And I can't stress this enough. There are so many speakers who think they can build their speaking business in 3 easy steps or just by following some simple formula, but that's just not how it works. There are technically, I mean, I can tell you, like, there are technically 2 things you need to know to become the best basketball player in the world. The 2 things you need to know is need to know defense and you need to know offense. But that doesn't mean you're going to be the best basketball player in a week or a month from now or even a year from now. It's going to take a long time. But if you're serious about it, then it just doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take because you're dead serious about it. So the first thing that you're going to get out of this, the first way you're going to get out of this speaker dilemma is to prepare your mind for delayed gratification. Once you get this, now it's time to get creative. Now, I thought to myself, like, okay, if I had to start from scratch, I literally had no footage, no publicity footage, no videos. I didn't have any big clients like AAA, Remax, none of that stuff. Then what would I do to build my speaking business from nothing whatsoever? Well, the first thing I would do is I would definitely figure out how to get some video footage up. But think about it. What's the easiest video footage that you could get, that any speaker could get? What's the easiest? And really think about it. What video footage could you get today? What video footage could you get right now and tomorrow? Well, what footage could anyone get instantly? The footage that I'm talking about is a testimonial. You could easily just go up to someone who already knows you, and you could just basically have them talk into the camera and talk about how amazing you are. So if you have a job, let's say you're not speaking for a living. If you have a job, you can ask all your coworkers and say, hey, what do you think about me? I'm recording this. And they can say, oh, John Doe is amazing. Sarah's the most incredible person in the world. So you could easily get that. Or you could go to networking groups and you could get it from strangers if you want as well. In fact, that's what I would do. I would get it from people I know and people I didn't know. But in some way or another, you could easily get video testimonials of people talking about your character. just who you are as a person. And I would get as many as I possibly could, especially to begin with. The first thing you have to understand is that at the beginning, you're not going to get clients like Remax and AAA and all these other guys, all these other known clients. You're not going to get that at the beginning. So at the beginning, you have to basically accept everyone. Later on, you can pick and choose who your clients are, but at the very beginning, if a client says jump, then you have to say how high. I mean, it sounds harsh, but I'm just telling you like it is. I'm telling you the things that you might not want to hear, but the things that you have to hear. And speaking of that, when you're learning anything, anything at all, one of the biggest obstacles that I see is that basically people say, "Oh, I already know that stuff," and the reason is because knowing something and doing something is obviously completely different. A lot of people say, "Oh, I already know it," but it doesn't matter if you know it. It's a matter of whether or not you're actually doing it. You might have read a ton of books on martial arts, but that doesn't mean you can beat up Bruce Lee. So it's important to know the difference. It's important that you're also very, very realistic with where things are in your life and in your speaking business and where you want to be, because they're two different things. If you don't have any clients and you're just starting out, then you have to be willing to accept almost any client. Like I said, if they say jump, then you have to say how high. Later on, you can start doing things that the books and all these marketing books and all the business books tell you about, like how you can choose your ideal client, stuff like that. But in the very beginning, you don't have that option. You can't get those clients just yet. Later on, you can get better clients. So things like getting the testimonials, it would be easy because you could just go to networking events. You could find networking events everywhere and talk to people you know, and then you would get video testimonials from them. And then from there, you can get like 50. I would get like 50 testimonials, and I would flood my website with them. So the website would have like no video footage, no video footage of stage clips because you're not on stage just yet, just starting out. So the video footage would be flooded with video testimonials. On top of that, I would actually think of a very cool way that I could demonstrate my topic in a one-on-one situation. So let's say that I'm an expert on body language. Now, it would be cool to have a stage footage talking in front of thousands of people. That'd be cool, but obviously when you're starting out, you just don't have that luxury. But what if you could demonstrate it in a one-on-one setting? So let's say you go to a Chamber of Commerce networking type of event, and instead of saying something like, "Oh, I'm a speaker on body language," I would actually do a demonstration. So I would say, like, "I'm a speaker on body language. As a matter of fact, let me actually show you rather than tell you. So here, hold this coin in one of your hands, put in one of your hands behind your back, and I'll guess which hand it's in 3 times in a row using body language. And if I get it wrong one time, then I'll give you $100. So it would be an actual demonstration in a one-on-one setting that I could do at networking events, meetup groups, all that stuff. So I hope you see the difference. I mean, do you see the difference? You want to figure out a way that you can demonstrate something. And when you do, you can now grab a video testimonial, but you could also bring a friend, and that friend could actually record you when you're doing it. So now you will have video testimonials, but you'll also have proof that what you do actually works. The biggest problem that speakers have is proof. They can't prove that what they talk about actually works. If you're a motivational speaker, then you can make people feel all good. You can say all these cool sayings, but where's the proof? So, I mean, what if instead of talking about something, you demonstrated it? Well, now when you actually demonstrate it, nobody can deny it. I mean, it's like you're talking to a fitness trainer and he says, "Hey, you need to do these workouts and eat these kinds of foods, and then you're going to be like the sexiest person alive with six pack and everything." But then you kind of look at the fitness trainer and they're 400 pounds. Well, you're going to say like, "Wow, all right, never mind." I mean, you just talk to the fitness trainer. It's basically going to be useless stuff because he doesn't have proof that what he's saying works. But on the other hand, what if you talk to a fitness trainer and they say you need to eat this, you need to do this, these workouts, eat this stuff. And then all of a sudden you look at them and they have like six-pack abs and they're like all cut up and they literally look like someone just photoshopped them in person or something. And well, now the game has changed. You see, at this point they have proof and you're like, okay, well, obviously this stuff works. So, and the same goes for you as a speaker. And nowadays everyone's calling themselves a speaker and expert. So you need proof. And that proof is the demonstration. That's what that demonstration does for you. If you're a body language expert, don't just talk about it, demonstrate it with some sort of proof. So think of a way that you can take something that you talk about, something that's in your presentation, and make it a one-on-one demonstration out of it. So when you're at networking events, things like that, you can do the demonstration, record video footage, get the video testimonial. So that's how I would get video testimonials and some footage. But I would also do some creative things to get some actual stage footage. So first, I would actually join some type of meetup group, several meetup groups, and I would ask the person in charge if I could do like a quick 15, 20-minute presentation and of course record it. Now, if they say yes, then I would do it and record it and bam, you got some footage. If they say no, if they're like, no, we don't do that kind of stuff, then I would literally never go back to that meetup group again because there's literally no reason to. Now, that sounds harsh, but I'm simply telling you what other people won't. Your time is very precious. And if you're building your speaking business, then you need to figure out that what are the top 2 or 3 activities and only do those things. So if you're going to go to a meetup group and they don't let you speak in front of the crowd and record it, then there's literally no reason to be there. It's much better to be at a meetup group where they will let you do that at least one time so you can get the video footage. So meetup groups would be one way to get some stage footage. Another way would be to join Toastmasters. Now, I don't believe in joining networking groups with other speakers because your market is event planners, not speakers. So it's the people who hire you, not other speakers. So you want to hang around event planners rather than everyone else. But if you don't have video footage, then Toastmasters allows you to do a presentation in front of a group of people, and you're going to take advantage of that by recording it, so that way you have video footage to put on your website. Now, on top of that, you could obviously get more testimonials when you're at the Toastmasters and after your presentation. Now you could get testimonials of people saying, oh, the presentation was great, things like that. And one mindset that you always want to be in is to always get video testimonials because it's a very effective persuasion tool. So you should always be in that mindset of, all right, how can I get a video testimonial out of this? How can I get a testimonial out of this? You always want to be in that mindset. And you're always going to record with like your phone because phones have HD and everything nowadays. So another way that I would actually get footage is to contact local colleges and I would ask to do a guest lecture. So if my topic was leadership, then I would find a business professor and I would ask to do a guest lecture on it. If my topic was marketing, I would once again contact a business professor and I would ask to do a guest lecture on it. And then of course I would record it and use it as the video footage. If anyone does not allow you to record, then there is absolutely no reason to do the presentation. You're not doing the presentation for practice. You're doing it to get video footage so you can put it on your website and things like that. So even if someone like, well, maybe not Harvard, but let's say one of your local colleges says, oh yeah, you can come do a presentation. You say, by the way, I'm going to record it and things like that. And they say, oh, we can't have you record it. Well, at that point you say, okay, never mind, not interested, because there's no reason for you to do it just to do it. You need video footage. You absolutely need video footage of you on stage, you speaking to a crowd so you can put it on your website. If they say no, you're simply just wasting your time. I mean, even if, like, let's say you have kids in high school, you could even ask the principal or the teachers if you could do like a guest lecture at the high school. And maybe you'll do it just in the classroom, but it would be best if you could actually have them call like an assembly and then there are tons of students there. That'd be the best way to do it. But I would figure out any way possible. Another method is a sponsorship method. So you could actually find an event, you could pay to be the sponsor for that event, and then you could tell them that they have to give you 15 minutes on stage. And you would obviously do that before you paid them. You'd say like, hey, I'm willing to be a sponsor as long as you guys let me go on stage for 15 minutes and talk about my topic or whatever. And you'd have that in the contract, all that stuff. You could do this at like a seminar or even at a trade show. If you do this at a trade show, then you could simply just set up your own booth. You pay for the booth, you set up the camera, you grab a crowd of people, and you just start speaking. And of course, you're going to capture all of that on the video footage. In the beginning, it's really all about the hustle. There are so many creative ways to get footage. And there are, of course, others that I thought about, but there are so many ways to get footage that it all just boils down to how bad do you want it? I mean, you're going to be doing free speaking engagements in the very beginning. That way you get footage, obviously, but you really do have to be creative with the different ways that you can get on stage. On top of that, you have to keep contacting people no matter what. You're going to be contacting like a million people. They're pretty much all going to say no, because almost all of them want video footage of you speaking. So they're all going to be like, no, we need video footage, things like that. So almost everyone's going to say no. But all you need is just one yes. All you need is just that one person. And then you're going to have a little bit of momentum. But even when you get that one yes, when you get that one person, you're still going to be in a sucky place because, uh, I mean, it won't be as bad. At least you'll have one thing to put on your website, but like I said earlier, it's all about delayed gratification. It takes time to get footage and to get pictures and all that stuff, but at least you have one stage clip. At least you have several testimonials. It really boils down to how bad you want it. I know a speaker who he had no video footage, no nothing, like absolutely nothing whatsoever. I think he just woke up and just said, "I want to be a speaker." And so what he did is he actually contacted another speaker who was doing a seminar. The speaker didn't know who he was, and he said, "Hey, I will actually pay you to let me speak on your stage for 30 minutes," because he knew that he needed the video footage. Now, I don't recommend you actually get into the habit of paying speakers to speak on their stage at seminar events, things like that, especially if someone asks you. In fact, usually if someone asks you to pay to speak on their stage, then it's probably a scam anyways. But the point is, how bad do you want it? If you want it really, really bad, then I mean, you would like contact maybe the TEDx people in every city, every state, just to see if you could speak at their event. And even if you lived in another state and one of them said yes, then you would pay for your flight, you would pay for your hotel, just so you could go speak at the TEDx for free at one of their events, just so you could get the video footage. So when a speaker asks me like, how do I get video footage and how do I get pictures when I'm just starting out and when I have none? Well, the real answer, the real question is, how bad do you want it? And the true test of how bad you want it, it isn't how much you say you want it. It isn't all the talk. It's not, oh, I want it real bad. It's not that. The true test is in what you're actually doing. If you couldn't say a single word about what you want and people only had to guess about how bad you want something, then would they be able to guess just based on your actions, just watching you do it? If someone is saying they want it bad versus someone who is actually going out there doing what it takes, who do you think is more serious? So it's time to stop messing around and really start getting serious. Ask yourself, how bad do I want it?